Boom! Oh, what's up, everybody? Coach Corey here. Together we'll do it better. Welcome to day 4 of the Leverage My Launch online business bootcamp. Guys, we got a special treat. I'm super fired up today because today's my day, right? My day to shine. And I love sharing all of my information. I'm going to give you guys my best secrets on growing your own network, right? But more importantly, how you can actually leverage other people's networks. And a simple way of doing that, I'm going to share with you guys everything that I can in the amount of time that we have today. But before we go into that, I wanted to bring the rest of my team up because I want to make sure that everybody knows this isn't just me, right? This is a team of people. So it's not just me in here. It is our team all here to help you guys. So let's welcome back to the stage all the core four, Mr. Paul Motley, Angie Minucci, and Dom Bavaro.
What's up, guys?
Yo.
So you guys excited about today or what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So let me ask you guys before we get going, when it comes to organic marketing, how much of it do you guys do? I know Paul and Dom, you do a lot of more paid advertising and stuff, but when it comes to organic marketing, what's the number one tip from you, Paul?
Just keep going. It's a long road with organic stuff. You got to keep going. Don't expect everything just to happen overnight, and you've got to find something that is working, find something that suits you, and just keep going with it. And make sure you get the right coach as well. Hence this guy right here.
Right. All right. What about you, Dom? What's your number one tip for organic marketing?
Never ever stop publishing. Just create content and create as big of a footprint online as you possibly can.
Absolutely.
Just write, make podcasts, make videos, make TikToks, make Facebook posts. Just the more stuff you put out there, the easier it is people are going to come to stumble across your content. Like Angie the other day, she stumbled across my blog.
Twice.
Yeah. It was probably written, I guess the articles were probably written, 6 or 7 months ago, but just keep publishing. Just make your footprint as big as possible. And a couple things are going to happen. As you make a lot of bad content, because you will, if you start making content, it's always going to be bad. Mine was too. You're going to get better the more that you make because you get more comfortable. And again, once you start creating it and create stuff that can be indexed, YouTubes and blogs and indexed in Google, it lives forever. It doesn't disappear like a Facebook post or an Instagram post.
Absolutely awesome. And then Angie, what's your number one tip for organic marketing?
Yeah, I would say just like Dom said, keep going. You never know. You're not going to see massive dollar signs from the video you just pumped out, right? So yesterday's efforts are going to give you tomorrow's paycheck. When Dom said put something on YouTube, even if it's the worst, I have one video on YouTube with 19,000 views. I have next to no followers on my YouTube channel because, to be honest, I really just started strategically developing it. The video is blurry. I'm this close to the camera. I look like a hot mess express, but because the title was something that apparently people want to know, 19,000 views. I don't know what to do with it. I just keep it there, and I make sure the description is updated to where else they can find me. And it just keeps growing. So create that content and just keep cranking it out. One thing that I'll say, and I'll keep it very brief, is yes, like Dom said, that content that people are going to discover, that's going to rank is very, very important. And pick the one that you can do consistently. Don't force yourself to do something because that's what you see Paul doing. If you suck at talking and you don't want a podcast and you don't want to do, then go ahead and write and do that blog. But what are you going to be consistent at? Because that's how you're really going to keep creating. If you're like, I got to make another video and you think you're the ugliest thing in the world, you're not going to do it and you're going to stop yourself. And people don't care if you're the ugliest person in the world. They want the transformation they're going to get by your content. They don't see what you're doubting in yourself.
Absolutely. So important. So obviously step number one is you just got to take action and get going, right? If you're not an action taker and you're watching this video right now, you might as well just leave because there's no point of trying to start a business online if you're not willing to take action, right? I tell this to people all the time as a coach, and this isn't just being an online marketing coach or whatever, but when I coach lacrosse, I can't win the games. Right? You guys got to play the games. I can coach you. I can teach you how the game is played. I can give you all my best tips, tricks, strategies, secrets, whatever you want to call them. But if you don't do something with them, nothing's going to happen. right? So stepping out of your comfort zone first and foremost is going to be the key to your success, right? Don't be afraid to throw spaghetti at the wall. Just start throwing spaghetti at the wall. Sooner or later, something's going to stick, right? Like that's, I guess, how you test spaghetti. I don't know. I don't cook spaghetti, but that's the analogy, right? Is if you're cooking spaghetti, as soon as you throw it against the wall and it sticks, then the spaghetti's done. You're good to go, and you can eat it, right? But that is probably the most important lesson that you guys are going to need to know when it comes to organic marketing, is that you got to put stuff out there and you're just testing. Don't worry about what other people say. If you have haters, it's actually a good thing, right? Like you're not doing something right if you don't have some kind of haters. So any publicity is good publicity. And when it comes down to it, and I'll go over this more in today's training, but the more engagement you get on your content, no matter whether it's good or bad, all that's doing is pushing yourself out to more people, right? The more people that engage with your content on no matter what platform it is, the more people that engage with it, the more that platform is going to push it out, because people are staying to look at your video, to watch your, read your post, whatever that might be. So yes, you're getting negative comments. Oh, boo-hoo, right? Who cares?
Corey,
all the way to the bank.
I gotta say that right there. I mean, who here has had some negative comments before?
Oh yeah,
plenty. Everybody has.
Yeah. I have had some absolute amazing put downs and negativity and real bad things on some of the ads I've put out before, from people that don't know me, from people that have no idea what they were talking about. But did that stop me? Heck no. I pissed somebody off. Yes. Do you know what I mean? It's like someone took time out of their day to write a message to me. And that was like, okay, I must be doing something right.
Yeah.
No matter what it was.
I've had many a video go viral because I stirred up the comment section. The best part is when you've got that couple like core, you'll have like maybe half a dozen people who are your ride or dies. The haters will come in, then your people will come to your aid, and then that'll just stir and send the video viral. When that happens. So yeah, it only takes a small tribe.
Exactly.
That's it. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. They're not your customers, so who cares?
Correct.
Yep, absolutely. And it doesn't take a big following either to make really good money, so that's kind of like the other point too. But with that being said, today's gonna be all about organic marketing. I'm gonna go ahead and exit my team here, right? And I'm gonna dive right into it. But stick around. Gonna have some great info for you guys to actually implement when it comes to organic marketing, especially with Facebook. That's always been kind of my forte. That's what I've gotten known for. Growing Facebook groups, leveraging other people's Facebook groups. I'll be going over all that today. But before we get into it, if you are afraid of going live on camera, guys, I used to do I'm doing it again, but a 30-day live challenge where you get invited into a private Facebook group, and I'm going to coach you guys for 30 consecutive days on going live, right? It's all done through email. So once you get signed up, you will be able to go through 30 days of coaching with me, teaching you guys, about going live, the reason why you want to do certain lives, whatever. But most importantly, you're going to get completely comfortable and confident on camera, so that ultimately you can do exactly this, right? You can get on a camera and go through your own boot camps or present your own products or services. So if you want to do that, just go to my30daylivechallenge.com. Get signed up. It's absolutely free for you guys for being a part of this Leverage My Launch bootcamp. And I'm telling you, you will have a crazy transformation going through this, right? In the past, I've had several people that have gone through it. Actually, one of the original 30-day live challengers that came through, he just got his 2CC award with ClickFunnels. So huge congratulations to him. Now, was it because he went through my 30-day live challenge? Probably not, but I guarantee you that it definitely helped him out when it came to getting himself out there, putting himself out there on camera in order to do that. So another member is doing consecutive, 10K months. Another member did 500,000 in like 90 days. So I'm not saying you're going to get those same kind of results, but once you're willing to put yourself out there, get outside of your comfort zone, you guys are going to, you're going to see a whole new world, right? So take the challenge, my30daylivechallenge.com to get going. But with that being said, I'm going to start with organic marketing in general, right? So the first thing that you guys want to do is you want to make sure that you get set up on all social media, right? Whether you plan on using it or not, doesn't matter. You want to make sure that you have the same kind of branding, the same kind of imagery, the same kind of bio, like on all platforms. So when I'm talking platforms, I'm talking, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, like maybe not Twitter. I mean, you should do Twitter anyway, just cause, but I don't ever do anything with Twitter. But Instagram, YouTube, get it all going, right? You want to make sure that you're going to have a presence across all of your social media. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Wait, what happened here? Oh, I didn't share my screen yet. My bad. Let me do this. There we go. And on my backstage. There we go. So this is my my personal profile on Facebook. And you'll see, like, the first thing that you're going to notice is obviously the cover image, right, is for this challenge that you guys are in right now, the boot camp, the 5-day boot camp. Now, what you want to do is you want to make sure that you have a cover image that is going to point people in a direction of where you want them to go. So whether you want to grow your Facebook group, you want to grow your email list, this is what you're going to do. You're going to put an image here that gives people what it is that you do and then how they can join. So you can see there's like a little click to join thing. And once they click on that image, you're going to put your link to whatever it is. So if it's a Facebook group, you'll join the free Facebook group here, click this, and it's going to take you to the group. Get your free PDF. That could take them to like one of your funnels. And in the funnel, it's like, give me your name and email. And then they get on your email list, right? So setting up your profiles first is super important. Making sure your cover image has the little, like a fake click here to join kind of thing is going to be very helpful. And then after that, your bio, right? So your bio needs to explain to people like what it is that you do and how you help people. Mine's not exactly the best example because I'm doing it for this launch, but typically you're going to say, I help blank do blank in X amount of time with or without blank, right? So it's with or without pain or pleasure, basically, is what you're trying to fill out. But you want to make sure that this is all set up first, because as I go through the rest of the strategy with you guys, you're gonna see why it's super important, right? So I'm gonna actually kind of pop on the screen just because I'm looking at the camera anyway, so I might as well. But I need to rearrange it. How do I do this? There it is. All right, cool. So once you got your personal profile set up, and you want to do this again on every platform, right? So again, Facebook, TikTok. Thanks, Dom. Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, LinkedIn is a good one. And then YouTube, obviously you want to do YouTube too. Pinterest, I don't do a lot of Pinterest, right? But the whole point is you need to be everywhere. And the reason is because if you go and Google your own name or Google somebody's name, you want to make sure that you're going to be showing up on everything, right? And one of the easiest ways to do that is by just having all of your social media, because they're going to start popping up at the top, right? So Facebook is usually one of the first ones. LinkedIn is almost always the very first one that pops up. That's why it's important to have LinkedIn, even if you don't plan on using LinkedIn, right? But you can see I'm also on Amazon because I'm a best-selling author on Amazon. Facebook's going to show up. Twitter's showing up. All these different things. YouTube's showing up. Instagram. They're all social media, because when people go to search for somebody, the best place to find them is going to be on their social media. Am I right? So let me know below in the comments if you guys have all of your platforms already set up. If you already created your accounts on all these different social media platforms, whether you use them or not, I don't care, right? I just want to make sure that you guys got them set up. So go ahead and comment that you have it done. Just say, I got it. And then we're going to continue on, guys, because next thing that we're going to talk about is like kind of starting off your dream team, right? So if you want to start leveraging other people's audiences, you want to kind of create your dream team. But before I get into that, I want to share one more quick tip, and I'm going to hop off the screen. I'm going to hop on the screen, full on the screen, because I need to look at you guys for this one, right? This is super important. This is one of the best strategies to leverage other people's audiences and position yourself with the other person, right? So I was just about to get into like creating your dream team. I'm talking like the Dream 100, whatever you guys want to call it. You want to pick out the bigger name influencers out there, or the whatever you want to call them, gurus, coaches, whatever, right? Make yourself a list, at least 10 of them. And then you're going to want to make sure that you're following them on all those different platforms, right? And you're going to be commenting on their stuff. You're going to be reacting with their stuff. But more importantly, when you're on a live, so if you're on a live like you are right now watching this, you want to take notes inside of that live. And what I mean by that is as the speaker is presenting something, or they're giving you a tip or strategy or whatever it is, just recap it really quick inside of the comments. And this is going to do two things, right? So if you've ever gone live before and you had somebody come on your live, a lot of times you're sitting there and nobody's commenting, right? especially if you have a small following, but there might be somebody that's actually watching. But if you're the guy that's doing the live, like I am right now, and I see people that are starting to comment, right? I'm going to start associating them with me, right? Because they're on my live, they're commenting. Like right now, I see Paul, I see Dom, I see Maggie. Anybody that signed into StreamYard anyway, I can see who they are, right? And they're commenting. So it's automatically putting them into my friends list, right? Because I recognize this person. So another important fact when it comes to your social media, try to stick with one profile image, right? On all platforms. Like mine is like my one headshot of me in my blue coat or whatever, and I got the little goofy smile or whatever, right? But that's on every single platform. And I can guarantee you that when I'm out there commenting on other people's posts and I'm interacting with their posts, like people automatically associate my face in my profile image with whatever I'm commenting and stuff, right? So while you're on somebody else's live and you're watching them, whether it's in a challenge, a boot camp like this or whatever, or they're just going live on their own personal profile, take notes during those lives. The power of this is, again, twofold. One, you're going to make that relationship with the person that's actually doing the live because they're going to see you commenting. Like Maggie just said, recap the info in the live. Absolutely, right? And that's what's going to happen is the person that's doing the live is going to see the comment. They're probably going to read the comment. Now, whether they read it out loud or not, who knows? I usually screen really quick before I read it because sometimes people just say stuff that you don't need to repeat. But now Maggie, I know that Maggie is commenting, and I know her profile picture, right? I would suggest doing a headshot for your profile picture so people can really put a face to the name, right? But it's super powerful because you're automatically starting to build that relationship, right? The second thing that's powerful about it is everybody that's watching that live with you is going to see that you're commenting. Now, there's some people that have like hundreds of thousands of followers, and there's like just comment, and you're going to get lost in the noise, right? But again, a lot of times in these more teaching structured formats, right, where the person is teaching something, a lot of people don't comment because they're either taking notes on paper, on pencil and paper, or they're just just watching and trying to absorb all the information. But if you're taking notes inside of the video, the other cool thing is you can always go back and watch that video and find where your notes were, right? You're going to be able to see where the notes were, and you're going to be able to kind of like rewind a little bit to see what the person said that you recapped, right? So it's a great way for you to actually take notes while going through like a training or something along those lines. And again, you're going to put yourself in front of anybody that's on that live. You're going to be putting yourself in front of anybody that comes back to watch the replay. And most importantly, you're putting yourself in front of the person that's actually doing it live. And they're going to see like, hey, this person's really active. They're really engaged. They're commenting. They're, basically repeating what I'm already saying. That's what you're doing when it takes notes, right? So you're going to say, make sure to take notes during your live. And I'm like, yeah, absolutely. Make sure you take notes during your lives, right? So that's the number one key when you're on somebody else's live, especially when it's a training or something along those lines. And that's what I do, old-fashioned pen and paper. Yeah, and that's cool. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, it's super powerful to write down pen and paper. But if you do it while you're actually on the live, like inside the comments, again, you can reference back to it later, right? First of all, and then second of all, the person that is doing the presentation is going to see that you guys are actually taking notes, right? Like, wow, this person is actually paying attention. They're being active, and it gets you on somebody's radar, which is awesome. So that's number one. So now, once you do that, though, you want to make sure that you reach out and follow these people on different platforms. And I say that because, most people focus on, like a lot of people focus on anyway, like Facebook or Instagram. Those are kind of like the big heavy hitters when it comes to top influencers or whatever, right? And I want to show you guys an example here in a second because I'm going to show you why it's really powerful that you want to follow them on all different platforms. So first, make a list of at least 10 people that are people that you would want to work with at some point in the future, or somebody that you would want to be able to interview on a podcast or something, or whatever it is. Make a list of those 10 people. Make sure you write them down. Make sure you're following them on every single platform. And then I'm going to show you the next tip. Next tip is to start engaging with them on the platforms that they get the least engagement on, right? Because this is very powerful. So how many people here know who Tanner I don't even know how to say his last name, right? Tanner
Chittister?
Yeah. There you go. How many people know who Tanner Chittister is, right?
Really, he's really, really good when he's recorded. If you see him on TikTok when he kind of improvises, he's so awkward.
Right. That's awesome.
Dude's everywhere, though.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what I wanted to show really quick because he's a prime example of how do I share my screen here? Let's do this.
And share. Well,
He's
before you get too far, Julio had a question.
Yeah.
How consistent do you have to schedule your lives?
I mean, I don't think it's a matter of consistency. Like, what platform is he talking about though? Is he talking about like Facebook or TikTok?
I'm thinking in general. I didn't see one. Basically, and how long is too long of a live? I know you're the king of like, hey, I got a thought in my head. I'll just hop on live right now real quick.
Yeah, exactly. So so when you go through the 30-day live challenge, like I was talking about earlier, my 30daylivechallenge.com, I go over all this kind of stuff. So there's different types of lives, different kinds of lives. If you're doing a what I call a to the point live, right? You're just going to jump on the live. You're going to teach your point, and then you're going to get off, right? That can be short and sweet, 3-5 minutes. Most people are going to come back and watch the replay anyway. And then there's what I call like the social interaction live. So if I was doing a more social interaction live right now, I'm looking at the comments. I'm, saying, headshot, thank you. Yeah, Jonathan Montoya, what's up? Or whatever. Going through the comments and trying to really build that engagement as far as the community. But when it comes to those things can run longer. On TikTok, like people say that you got to be on live for like an hour before anybody starts showing up and boosting the algorithm or whatever anyway. So you got to fill a lot of dead space. What's up, Dom?
No, I was just gonna say about TikTok lives. I mean, you don't have to be on. Well, after an hour, you start getting like crazy push, but you can get people on a live in like, I don't know, 2-3 minutes. But it's usually going to be your own little tight knit following.
Right.
It's not until after an hour where you start getting blasted out to strangers.
Yep. And what I found like with Facebook anyway, you always got to give that buffer the first few minutes before anybody really starts seeing your stuff anyway, right? So that's why a lot of times, like even in this video, the beginning, we have our little vision board video that kind of plays because you're allowing the algorithm to start pushing your content out to the people that need to see it. And then once they get on, you need to start building up that content inside the comments, right? So that's when you're asking people, hey, where are you from, and all that kind of stuff. And then it's just a matter of how long you need it to be, right? As long as you've got active, engaged people on your live, then stick with it. Like there's no reason to get off of it unless you have to go somewhere, right?
Yeah. This was Julio was asking about Facebook. So I guess all the same rules apply.
Yeah, exactly. And the better you promote your live on Facebook. So a lot of times when I go live, that's what I do. I just do a quick, I just go live. There's something in my head. I grab the camera, I go live, I talk about it. If somebody shows up, cool. If nobody shows up, cool. People are going to watch it in the replay anyway, right? Mm-hmm. So, but if you plan on teaching something, it's much more powerful to really plan that out. Either if you have an event or a Facebook group, make an event, or just start priming your feed along the way to actually get people to show up for your live, whenever that's going to be, right? And I'll cover one of those strategies here in a little bit.
I gotcha. All right. So I want to highlight Maggie, fast action taker, went right to a headshot right away.
I know. I was going to say something too. I saw it change in the comments.
Yeah,
perfect.
Yeah, perfect. Fact, and also working out their own lives is good, showing people who you are as a real person. But I don't want to take you too far off the rails.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Right. And that's the thing. It depends on how you're going to be growing your following or what kind of following you want to grow. But if you're teaching something like working out or something, yeah, obviously you should probably be doing that on camera, right? Like, because I'm not going to take advice from somebody that's not actually doing it, right? So with that being said, I want to go back to this, right? Picking your 10 people to follow. That's my wife in the background. Awesome. Picking 10 people to follow and then figuring out where you want to communicate with them at, right? So Tanner is a huge name. If I go over to Instagram, you'll see he's got 229,000 followers on Instagram. He's got the blue check mark everywhere he goes, right? This is like a top person that you want to interact with. But if I go over on Instagram, I'm not gonna be able to get in front of him like I do on TikTok, right? So like Dom was saying, he does awkward, TikTok videos. Most of his stuff is kind of pre-recorded on his TikToks. But here's a good example, right? So here's this video. He's only got 7 comments. 3 of them are his own because he's replying back to people. And look, there's me, right? No days off. Creating content is key. And then laugh out loud. Yes, that's true, right? So I got him to react to me or to engage with me. This is super powerful when it comes to growing your brand, because now I've actually reached out to Tanner and he's going to be on our podcast at some point. We're scheduling that out. But that's how I was able to do it, was because I went over on TikTok. I know that he's trying to grow his TikTok following, right? And I am commenting on most of his posts, right? So a lot of these, I'm going to have a comment on here somewhere, and a lot of them aren't getting hardly any comments. He's still checking it out because he wants to grow TikTok. He sees the power of TikTok. So now he's automatically associating me on TikTok. But he said, he's sending me messages saying, hey, just hit me up on Instagram, because that's his main platform, right? So I sent him a message on Instagram, and then he said, yeah, let's do the podcast, right? So that's super powerful. But again, you want it to go on every single platform. Do I have any questions about that from the audience? Yeah. So that's the dream team, right? So now let me start actually walking you guys through the process. Now that you have your personal profile set up, again, you want to make sure that the cover image is going to be leading people somewhere. Because as you're getting discovered, one of the first things that people are going to do is they're going to click on your profile and go and check you out, right? So again, you want to make sure that you're going to have a kind of like a call to action in the cover image, taking them to a Facebook group or whatever that might be. That's how I grew my groups, right? When I got known in this industry was because I was growing Facebook groups fast, and my cover image said, learn how to grow a Facebook group to 1,000 members in 90 days or less. Click here to join my free group, right? Fake click here button. And then that button led to the description. The description had the link to my Facebook group, and I got all kinds of people in, right? And then once I created an ebook that was like how to grow your Facebook groups, right? I did the same thing. I said, grab my free ebook. So now I got them on my email list. And then of course, as soon as they clicked that, I said, okay, now that you got the free ebook, the free PDF, now go to my Facebook group, because now I got your name and email. And then I put you into my Facebook group. And on the way into the Facebook group, I'm collecting your email again. So I'm going to make sure that you're on my list one way or another, right? So I can start retargeting you with emails and stuff like that. Start building that know, like, and trust factor. That's what organic marketing is all about. Putting yourself out there, getting people to come and check you out, and then ultimately getting them on your email list so that you can still keep building that relationship, or in your Facebook group where you're building that relationship. Live videos is going to be one of the best ways to do it, or just videos, period, right? When you're on screen and people get to see you and hear you and see the way that you're moving, your body language, that's going to help you guys so much more. So that's why the 30-day live challenge is super important. Again, my 30daylivechallenge.com. If you want to do that, it's free. But that being said, let's go ahead and talk about Facebook groups and how you can start leveraging other people's audiences in order to grow more, right? So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to suggest that you join 5 to 10 groups that are based on your niche, right? So that doesn't mean if you're an affiliate marketer, you're not joining affiliate marketing groups. Those are for learning experiences, right? If you want to network with other affiliates, join affiliate marketing groups. If you want to sell a product, you need to join the groups where that product will be able to be sold. So let's just say you're trying to sell a kid's product, right? I'm not going to go into an affiliate marketers group, obviously, to sell kids products. That's not the part. That's not the point. But what I would do is I would join like parents groups or moms groups. Like search whatever town you're in. Just search groups for parents in that town and see what shows up. Right? Start joining those groups. And then again, you're going to pin 5 to 10 of those groups, right? So on the side of the screen, you can see how I got, this group's obviously pinned. I got another group pinned here. You can pin up to 10 groups, and you want to pin at least 5 of them that you're going to be going into and becoming one of the members first, and then ultimately adding value to that group to get people to come from the group to your personal profile into your world to buy your products or services, right? This is a great way to do affiliate marketing. Again, it's another great way to grow your own group, but this is kind of how the process works. You're going to pin the groups. Like I said, you're going to join the group, and then you're just going to interact with people. So once you're inside the groups, you're just going through here and you're just hearting them. And you don't have to necessarily go into the groups if they're, kind of in whatever. And this is what I'll do. I'll spend, 5-10 minutes a day, several times a day, just going into groups and seeing what the posts are. And I'll either comment on them or I will just give them the heart, right? So the Brand Beal Method. I love that group, right? I'm part of the original 100 beta members. So anyway, you're just looking for posts that you can comment on or react to, right? That's all you're going to do. You're going to join those groups, start doing that for the first couple of days. Once you're done, once you've done that for a couple of days and you're kind of getting whatever you would call like into the community, right? Then you're going to start adding your own value posts. And what I mean by value posts, guys, is there is nothing there's nothing that's trying to draw somebody out. Like you are literally going in there to give them your tips, your tips, tricks, strategies, whatever it is, right? So let's just say Maggie, for example, if she's doing health and fitness, right? Did you know that planking for 30 seconds 3 times a day, 10 times a day, whatever it is going to increase your core strength by 3% or 10% or whatever that might be, right? Just one quick tip can be a huge impact on a lot of people, and a lot of people will start giving you the reactions and comments and stuff like that. That's the goal, right? You want to give good, valuable content that people are going to like, they're going to react to, they're going to comment on, whatever, right? Thanks for stopping by. So anyway, once you start doing that, though, and you start adding value, guys, you're going to start seeing that people are going to start reacting to your posts and all that kind of stuff. And they're going to see you as an expert, especially if you follow these next steps, right? So step number 1, after you join that group, you want to go to the top of the group and turn on all notifications for that group. And you're going to start seeing every single notification that comes in that group. The reason that you want to do this is so that when somebody asks a question, you can go into that group and you can answer that question. If you can be the first person to answer the question and answer it in a legit, good, solid, informational way, right? You're giving them the answer that they're looking for. You are going to be turned up. Like you're going to instantly leverage that whole group and that audience, and you're going to put yourself as the authority in that group, right? So I want to show you guys a quick example of what I'm talking about. And I'm going to use the Brambilla method as the example because it's going to walk you through like the whole entire process, right? So let me jump into that group real quick. And I want to see where it's at. So let me share that. And Dom, I hope you don't mind, man, because I mean, I practice what I preach, but
I'm fine with it.
The Brambilla method is awesome anyway. So you guys need to check it out. But here's a perfect example. So this is the top of the page in Brambilla method. And the first thing that you're going to start seeing, guys, whenever you scroll down in a group is new activity, right? It's the first thing that shows up in the group is new activity. So you want to make sure that your post is staying up on top, right? So this one was just done 2 hours ago by Reagan, who's also an affiliate for us here at Unlimited Life Academy, which is awesome. But, just a quick post. And again, asking questions is always going to be one of the best ways to get engagement because people like to answer questions. But I just wanted to show you a quick example because this was 2 hours ago, right? If you scroll down, the very next post is one from me that was actually published on July 2nd, right? So that's like 14 weeks ago or something like that. It's a long time ago. But it's still up here in the new activity because I actually did a video in this group for you guys showing you the strategy, right? Whenever somebody comments or reacts to your post, it's going to automatically boost that post back to the top of that Facebook group. So you want to stretch it out. But most importantly, I'm going to actually walk you through this post because this post is exactly what I'm teaching you guys inside of this video, right? So the first thing that I did was I commented on this post because I was answering somebody else's question, right? And I said, hey, as a Facebook group growth expert, I hate calling myself that, blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to read it all. But I did also say, follow Adrian's advice first, right? Because this is Adrian Brambilla's group. So don't take my advice, take his. I'm letting him know that I'm doing a post in his group, but I'm also saying, hey, make sure that you follow his advice, not mine. And then I also say, please don't reach out to me in a DM. I'm only here to give you guys advice. I don't want anything. I'm not going to help you guys anything else. And I also called out Dom, who's in here as well, and just letting them know, like, hey, if this isn't cool, just remove this post, right? You want to do that first and foremost so that people know you're not out to get anything from them. You just want to add value to the group. And then I walked them through this process, the same process that I'm kind of teaching you guys right now. So this is my best strategy for siphoning leads from others' groups, right? Follow these steps. First, you want to set up your profile. I've already covered that. Have an ebook or a Facebook group or somewhere where to go. Second, you want to join 5 to 10 groups. We just covered that. Third, you should strive to get the badges in the group. So whenever you join a new group, you want to make sure that you're like the conversation starter or the rising star or whatever, right? You get badges in groups for being active. So you want to make sure that you're being active. And that way, when the admin of that group see your name or they see you posting or whatever, they're going to see that little badge next to you and they're going to be able to say, okay, wow, this person's like really taking action and they're very involved with this group, right? The third step, after you, or that's what I just covered, right? Joining it, you're going to want to get your badges. Once you start getting a handful of reactions or comments on your own, so once you start creating your own post, then you want to, once you start getting engagement on your comments of other people's posts, because again, when you first join a group, you don't want to go in there and post on your own, right? You want to just interact with other people's posts, and then hopefully people will start liking your comments or whatever that looks like. We don't need no stinking badges. Yeah, right. Well, in this case, we want some badges, right? But going back to it, so once you start commenting on other people's posts, if you comment with a good quality comment or something, people are going to start liking it, start interacting with it. And that's when you kind of know, like, hey, you're starting to become one with the community. And then that's when you're going to want to start doing your own posts, a value post, right? Similar to the post that I'm showing you right now. So I actually even said that in here, right? This is what I would call a value post. I'm going in here. I'm not trying to say, hey, check out this offer I have or anything like that. You're just giving them value. And then you'll see what happens. 5, when people start reacting to your posts or commenting on them, look at their profiles and see if you like what you see, right? So again, when I'm doing this, I do this myself. If somebody comments on my post, I'm going to go in and click on their profile. I'm going to see, are they into online marketing, affiliate marketing? Are they in that world, right? If they're in that world, then I'm going to send them a friend request, because technically they already liked my content. They already liked a post that I did in somebody else's group. So I'm going to send them a friend request, or if they comment or they interact with my post. And I'll show you guys how to do that here in just a second. But that's step number 5, right? And then chances are, once you send that friend request out, what's going to happen? I know if you're like me, as soon as I get a friend request, the first thing that I do, well, let's hear it. Somebody drop in the comments what they would do as soon as they got a friend request from somebody. I'll give you like 2 seconds, because I'm almost sure that everybody does it. At least I do it. You should do it, right? You go and you check out their personal profile, right? That's the first step. And that's why it's so important to have your profile set up first before you start doing all of this process, because that's what's going to happen is people are going to, they're going to see that you send them a friend request, or they're going to see you in a group and they're going to see your profile cover or your image, right? And they're going to go check out your profile to see what you're into. And then they're either going to send you a friend request, or you're going to send them a friend request, and then they're going to check your profile out. So you want to make sure that profile is set up first and foremost. Let's see. As an extra tip, I suggest creating an engaging post for your profile before sending out friend requests. So yeah, so that's the next thing. Like, once you're in these groups and you're going to do what I'm showing you here, you want to have something on your personal profile that's going to like get them engaging right away. Because when you're building your organic reach on Facebook, Facebook wants to see, like, if somebody, like, you send somebody a friend request and they come to your page, they want to see you guys starting to build out that relationship right away. You want something to where they can engage with you, because then Facebook's going to see that and start pushing more of your content to that person. Same thing with once they accept your friend request, you send them a quick message saying, hey, thanks so much for accepting my friend request. This builds up that relationship. Facebook sees that, and then they're going to start showing more of your content to them, more of their content to you. That's the way it works. It's you scratch my back, I scratch yours kind of thing. And then the best marketer wins kind of thing, right? So that's that. Let's see. Do the favor and return. Let's see. I'm just trying to go through this post really quick to see what else I might be missing. Yeah, don't ever put don't put links inside your own posts. Like, if you want to do it, I'll go over a strategy here in another minute for that. I know we're already at like 38 minutes, but this stuff is like super valuable, right? And then I'm going to go over the door-to-door salesman strategy as well. But as you can see, like on this post, guys, I ended up getting 44 comments and 61 reactions, and I can do the same process. So this one came in this morning, right? This one came in 1 hour ago, and that's why this post is at the top of this group, even though I posted it 14 weeks ago or 2 months, however long ago. That's a long ass time ago, right? But every single person that's in this group, which there's 3.3 thousand members, I can guarantee you that there wasn't 3.3 thousand members back in July when I originally did this post, right? So now, because somebody else commented on it, it boosted it back up to the top. And it's only because the other day I showed the same strategy in this group where I automatically bumped this post myself. But this is why it's super important when you're doing your post, especially in other groups, you want to leave 1 or 2 comments untouched when you leave that group. And you're going to come back a couple hours later, a day later, a week later, 2 months later, whatever it is. And then you're going to reply to those comments, right? So I can do the same thing right now with this person because they just posted this an hour ago. Or I can let this go for a month and then come back and comment on it, which is going to bring them back into this group, right? Which is doing the group admin a favor. I'm bringing them back into the group if they're not already active. But also it's going to show everybody else in this group this great strategy. This is a very valuable post. Hashtag value if you think this is a value post. If not, then get out of my group. I'm just kidding. But this is it. Like, so hopefully you guys understand, like, this is like the basics of organic marketing, right? You got to put yourself out there. And then these are the strategies that I use in order to really start bumping things up and going at a much higher level. especially when going into other groups, you know. And when you start doing this, the deeper you get into that group, the more the admin are going to let you kind of get away with, right? Like when you're giving them shout outs all over, you know, your social media and stuff, and it's not like they're not asking you to do it, like you're just dropping them, tagging them in a comment or something on your posts, they're going to see that, right? And then you can kind of get away with a little bit more. Like another prime example is Blake Newbar has an awesome group with like 11,000 members in it, which is all about you know, online marketing and launching and all that kind of stuff, right? And I did a post in that group the other day, like before this launch happened, going over what this launch was about, right? And he let me, not only did he let me post in his group, but he actually commented on it and was like happy with it, right? That's the level that you want to be at, because then you're kind of promoting your stuff without really promoting it in other people's groups with massive audiences, and the admin are actually cool with it, right? Because you've already added value to them and their group, so they're happy. They're happy to let you do that. Same thing with Reagan. I was able to go inside of Reagan's group and go live. Like she asked me to go live in her group and teach some strategies, like I'm doing with you guys here. So that's kind of the nutshell on Facebook groups. The one thing that I mentioned is having some kind of a post on your personal profile before you start sending out friend requests, because you want people to engage. So here's a perfect example that I did this morning. I did this, I posted this just an hour ago. And again, because my ideal clients, my ideal market are entrepreneurs or people that, you know, make money or want to be their own boss. Here's a post that I did. Being your own boss is harder than working for someone else. True or false? True or false statements or yes or no statements are one of the best posts that you can do. You want to make sure that you have a big colorful background, like use the colored background or use the little, whatever you call this person thing, as far as the actual post goes, because that stops the scroll, right? Like the big chunky colorful stuff is going to be what stops the scroll. And as you can see, just from an hour ago, I've gotten 16 comments, and I guess only 5 people actually reacted to it, but most people are actually commenting on it. And a comment is much more powerful than a reaction. So going over the process that I just told you guys, I haven't been doing this yet, but basically, as people start commenting, the first 5-10 minutes, you just want to react to the post, right? You just get the heart. Always do the heart, and I'll go over the algorithm here in just a second. But always do the heart first, and then you can always come back and start pumping it out, right? So you can see all this stuff, all these different comments. And now the next thing that I want to do is I'm going to start coming back and actually asking another question, like a follow-up question. Because again, it's all about engagement. How much engagement can I pull out of this post, right? So like this one, I can come in here and say, why do you think it's false? You know, and it's simple. Why do you think it's false? Why do you think it's false? Right? Because I don't want to say it, but you know, I kind of baited them in with a simple yes or false, if I can spell false. With a simple yes or a true or false statement. It could be a yes or no statement, right? Because it's easy for them to comment on it. I can get quick engagement because they can drop a T or an F, or they can do true or false, right? And it's quick and easy for them to do that. That's going to start building it up. Now, once they give me their true or false, I can ask anybody that says true, I can ask them why. Anybody that says false, I can ask them why. And you're trying to get that person to come back to your post to respond to you, right? And this is going to start building up a lot of engagement. So do this. I typically do it, you know, maybe for 5-10 minutes, and then I'll go do something for a while. But you're always leaving at least 1 or 2 posts without any kind of reaction on it, so that when you do come back, you can redo it and then push it back out. And what's going to happen is when that person sees that comment, when they see that I replied to their comment on my post, they're going to go back and check out the post, right? They're going to get the notification saying that, you know, Corey replied to your comment. Then they're going to go back in there and look at it. And if they see that I'm just asking another question, what are they going to do? They're going to probably answer the question. So whether they do or they don't, who knows? But it's going to start building up even more engagement, right? So that's the importance of why you want to do this. Again, as you're putting yourself out there and you're commenting on other people's posts, and it doesn't have to be in a group, right? This could be other people's personal profiles that you're just answering their questions or commenting on their posts. You're just putting yourself out there as much as possible. But anybody that clicks on your profile, you want to make sure that you're having something like this already set up. If you're out there to grow your following, you want to do this and make sure that people are going to have something to interact with once they get on, right? So with that being said, the other thing that you want to do when it comes to organic marketing is you want to try to get to 5,000 followers or friends on Facebook as fast as possible. So I don't even have it myself because I've done this several times in the past. I've lost my Facebook account several times in the past. And this time around, I was like, you know what? I'm going to go for quality, not quantity. because I felt like I've already done the work on the back end, right? However, I'm going to start doing this again because I need to start building my following up in order to start presenting this offer. So try to send at least 50 friend requests a day to different people, and I would chunk that out to 5 different times during the day, right? So send 10 requests 5 different times throughout the day, and try to do them from those groups. I'll show you guys really quickly again what that would look like. So if I go back over into that group, I'm going to use my post as an example because that's the best way I think to pull new friends in. So if I go back into the Brambila method group and I go back to that post, which should be still sitting towards the top, if my computer loads up, right? So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to click on the reactions, right? And this is like Facebook gives you this really cool feature where if you only want to friend request people that love your post, you can just hit the heart and then go down and just make sure that, you send them a friend request. I've already done this on this post, so I probably don't have any people that I haven't sent friend requests to yet. But the reason that I do it on my own post, well, here's one, right? So I can add that one. But the reason that you want to do this on your own post is because they already liked your content. So if they already liked a post of yours, there's probably a good chance that they're going to follow you. They're already in a group of people that, I want to be around, people that are online marketers that we can network with. Whether I sell them a product or they try to sell me a product doesn't matter to me. It's about the networking, right? Because maybe we do a collaboration where I do an interview in their Facebook group, they do an interview in mine, whatever that ends up being, right? The most important thing is you just got to get somebody on your friends list first. So do that strategy. Just click on this. Like I said, find out who's interacting with it and make sure you send them a friend request. This person does an O face. Let's see who that was. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, so it's easy peasy. And then the next thing is like just same thing with the people that are actually coming in. So, just want to make sure that you have a friend request sent or whatever. The people that are actually interacting with your comments, right? And this is going to be the easiest way to do it. Try to do 50 friend requests a day. And then at the end of the week on what I typically do is I'll do this Monday through Friday, right? 50 friend requests every single day. And then Saturday and Sunday, I don't do any friend requests. On Monday morning, I'll go through and I'll delete all my old friend requests that are pending, right? Because Facebook will only allow you to have 1,000 friend requests sent out. And we don't want to like fill that up and then get in any kind of trouble with Facebook or whatever. So just delete the ones that don't join. If they don't, no hard feelings. You can always send them another friend request later down the road. It doesn't matter. So that's how you're going to build out your own following on Facebook, right? This is mainly geared towards Facebook, but that's how you're also going to build up your engagement on Facebook, on all your posts. The most important key to having engaging content is to just be engaging. Ask intriguing questions, and then make sure you follow that up with another question, right? One of the posts that I love doing that always gets a lot of engagement, and you can keep this kind of going forever, is something along the lines of, where are you at in the world, right? Structure it however you want. A lot of times I'll do it, I'm in desperate need of a vacation. If I was coming to see you, where in the world would I be, right? And then they're going to come in their comment. And then let's say the first comment is Paris, France, right? I'm like, oh, cool. Is the Eiffel Tower really what it's all cracked up to be? That person's going to come back and be like, oh, it's all right. And, I live here, so it's just another thing. And then I'm like, okay, well, where's the best place to get a bite to eat, right? They come back and they give you their answer. All right, well, what's the coolest thing to see? You get my drift here. You can keep asking more questions, which is going to push it out to more and more people. This is how you build the engagement. So that's it. Any questions on Facebook stuff? If you got questions, feel free to drop them in the comments. I'll come back and answer them later. Does this have to be from your personal profile or business page? Typically in groups, I would suggest doing your personal profile. A lot of groups don't even let pages join. So, however, if you get your own group going, then I would connect your page to your group. But when I set up my pages, like in the past, guys, like my Corey Gulick page, right, looks the same as my personal profile. So when somebody, like when I'm in my groups and I'm commenting and interacting with people, they don't know if it's my page or my profile that I'm acting as. I always act as my page because of like the retargeting and the marketing side of things, right? Building up the custom audiences and all that kind of stuff, getting the engagement on the page rather than my personal profile. But typically in other groups, you want to use your personal profile. A lot of groups don't let pages join anyway, so that would be my suggestion there. All right. With that being said, guys, I'm going to touch on one more thing real quick because this is going to be super important when it comes to growing your own audience, right? And that's leveraging other people's audiences. So not only with Facebook groups where you're joining other people's Facebook groups and becoming one of the members of there, but once you start building those relationships, once you start adding content to these other groups and people, like, there's a good chance that those admin of those groups are going to start commenting on your posts, just like I said with Blake Newbar, right? Like when I did a post in his group talking about this launch and doing 11K on day one and all this other kind of stuff, he actually replied to that post, right? Once you start getting that kind of relationship, you can reach out to people and ask them if you want to be interviewed in my Facebook group. Do you want to be on my podcast? Something along those lines. This is how I really got my claim to fame. When I was growing Facebook groups, I had a bunch of people that had Facebook groups, right, that reached out to me asking to come into their group and train them on how to grow their Facebook groups. So, people like Kim Dang and Rachel S. Lee, Spencer Meekum, all these other people were reaching out to me. I didn't even have to reach out to them anymore because my name was getting out there to the masses of what to do. And a lot of my groups, even though they have much bigger followings than me, a lot of my groups that I was growing were getting to their numbers rather quickly. So obviously I had something that I could share. But by getting on their podcast, by getting on their or going in their Facebook groups and getting interviewed by them, it puts me in front of their audience, right? So I'm going to naturally grow my audience from their audience. Rachel S. Lee does an awesome job on YouTube, right? That's probably a huge claim to my fame was her putting my interview with her, on her YouTube channel. So reaching out to people and asking them if they want to do an interview swap, whether it's inside your Facebook group or on a podcast or something, that's going to be really, really powerful. And going back to what I was talking about at the beginning of this training, making sure that you're going to get all of your stuff. Like if somebody searches your name, that all of your content is going to fill up Google, at least page 1, but we need to be shooting for like page 2 and 3 and whatever. If you go back and look at mine, if you Google my name, Corey Gillick, you're going to see the first 2-3 pages are all me. And it's all my social media links first, right? Like I was already telling you, all the podcasts that I've been on, all the YouTube videos that I'm in, that I'm getting interviewed with people. That's all the content that's going to be up front, right? Because when somebody's searching for a person's name, they're trying to get in contact with them. They're trying to reach out to them, right? So it's going to be social media first, and then anywhere else that you can kind of find more information on that person, whether it's podcasts, YouTube videos, interviews with other people. So that's kind of it, guys, when it comes to organic marketing. Hopefully you enjoyed this training today. There's a lot more that goes into it, and I'm sure you found value in this. If you found value and you want to learn more, or you want me to be coaching you, right? That's what the Unlimited Life Academy is going to give you guys. So it's not just the software. It's not just the Eula Suite platform. The Eula Suite software is for people that don't already have tools, or people that might want to make the switch, right? You're going to get it for free no matter what if you join the Unlimited Life Academy, period. But if you want the ongoing support, the ongoing coaching from myself, Dom, Paul, Angie, right? You join the group. This is like a high ticket coaching program for a very low ticket price. You can get in for as little as $147 a month. All you got to do is go to leveragemylaunch.com/Eula Suites, and you guys can pick your own package, right? If you want to join to use the software and be a part of the community, just learn from us. $147 is a great way to go, right? You're going to get the software, you're going to get the community, you're going to get trainings from us inside of that group. But if you want to get more of that up close and personal feel, right, get a higher package. Get the $297, get the $497 package, and that's going to help us actually push you guys out to our audiences as well. But also, when you come in at those higher levels, obviously, us as coaches are going to be willing to do more for you and to help you out, right? So obviously, somebody that comes in at $147 compared to somebody that comes in at $497 a month, who do you think is going to get the more attention, right? It's the $497. And this goes for anything. I know we talked about this the other day. One of the best ways to really position yourself with somebody is to buy their product. I'm going to say it one more time. The best way to position yourself with the person that you want to do business with is to buy their product, right? This is how I landed Spencer Meekum as my very first live interview inside my Facebook group when I was doing my Facebook group stuff, right? I bought one of his products, and because of that, I was able to reach out to him and be like, hey, is it cool if we do an interview? And this is a huge, everybody knows who Spencer is, right? First person I ever interviewed was Spencer Meekum. Awesome. But it was because I opened up the door by buying one of his products. So Again, we do have the lifetime deal still going on, $14.97 one-time lifetime that gets you in. It gets you everything on the $4.97 a month plan, minus the Roku channel, just because it has extra added cost to it. So we can't do that for a lifetime deal. But you can get in today, right? This is going to be it for this training of this boot camp. We appreciate everybody being here. But going forward, tomorrow, we're going to be doing a live Zoom only with the people that make some kind of purchase, right? So we don't care what level you come in at. We're going to all jump on a Zoom together, me and the entire team, and we're going to start brainstorming with you, start figuring out how we can help you guys get to where you want to go.
Yo, what is going on? Hey, Corey, that was amazing, man. I learned an absolute stack on that. And what you were just talking about there, about people like buying the product and stuff, that really goes deep into like the affiliate marketing side of things as well, is because you can get noticed by people when you start making them money.
Absolutely.
And that is a key thing. I mean, that is how I personally have the ear of CEOs of companies rather than just affiliate managers, because I've made them money. And that is critical right now as well. So, yeah, I mean, what you've been saying there and all the Facebook and building the audience and that. And I was literally just like, I Googled your name with what you were talking about there. And I thought, okay, right, well, let's just see exactly what's going on this. And most people won't get past the first page anyway, but you are dominating the first 2 pages with your own stuff. Yeah. Literally nothing else on there apart from you.
Now I got to write a Corey biography and get on page 1.
Right?
Yeah,
that's how you would leverage my audience, right?
Yeah.
So,
I already outrank Adrian on his own name.
Oh,
I thought was hilarious the other day. It just happened.
That is awesome.
So it's super cool. I mean, and again, there's like little things that I picked up there as well. Is like my personal and business profile are slightly different on Facebook, you know, because I have different audiences on both. So yeah, I totally get the congruency, and also making sure that you do have, you know, all the sort of like the big online stuff kind of like covered, and get your bios right, your links the same, and everything else looking the same, because that's all part of branding. And, you know, you don't know where people are going to find you. And, you know, and I looked, I thought, yeah, you've got a nice LinkedIn there profile. This is cool. And, you know, and people aren't utilizing certain platforms as much as maybe they could do. I mean, LinkedIn is a great one if you are going sort of like, people tend to be on LinkedIn if they are business owners or anything like that. So you can tap into that market in a slightly different way as well. So, and also as well, those people which are trying to grow themselves on LinkedIn, what an amazing way to get yourself noticed on that right now, because they don't have the big audiences that they ignore or they don't see. You know, they'll get the notifications because they're growing. When they're trying to grow, it's like you said about Tanner's, he's trying to grow his TikTok. If you're the one that's posting, if you're the one commenting on their content, they're on that platform, right? This is the whole Dream 100 type of thing, is like getting in front of those people that you want to work with and being noticed by those people, because people remember that stuff, you know. And, you know, that's how I got alongside people like Spencer, people like Blake, even to the point of like other people like Dean Graziosi as well. You get in front of those people and they start noticing who you are, and that whether you're just starting out, and you can be literally just starting out, but if you are doing the poster boy method, which is you're buying their products, you're making them money, you are commenting on everything they do, you're following them on all the platforms, guess what? They start noticing that stuff, because they don't just have teams all the while handling everything for them. They look at it too, right? So, you know, that is the way in, and that is the way to get past the gatekeepers, because it's those people which are physically doing the work and actually taking a look at this stuff, because that's where they can process what's working, what's not, and everything else like that. So, yeah, it was super cool information today, man. That was awesome.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, like I said, I mean, I love just giving it all away. So anybody that was here today that was able to watch this video is going to have some great info as far as getting themselves going. But like you said, like LinkedIn, I don't know why. Again, I don't know why a lot of this stuff works or how it happens, but LinkedIn always lands like number one on Google, right? I don't know why. But if you don't have a LinkedIn profile, you definitely need one, even if you don't use it. I don't use mine, right? I still got, over my 500 contacts or whatever, but I hardly ever use it. But the biggest key is having every single profile set up and making them all look congruent across the board, right? So you want to have the same profile picture, the same cover image. And it sucks because all of them take different sizes for their cover images. But, at the same time, you got to do what you got to do.
Well, you got Canva for that.
Brand. Yeah, yes. Canva doesn't work 100% though.
Canva is the best $12 a month you will ever spend.
It is. But even then, like, Facebook cover templates, they get kind of messed up. The biggest thing to remember on your cover templates, guys, anybody that's watching, is make sure the center, middle, bottom, right, doesn't have anything there. Because otherwise the words are going to not be on the screen.
Mm-hmm.
You're covered by your head.
And I literally just sent you a message on LinkedIn.
Awesome. And then the biggest thing too is make sure that all of your profiles are optimized for mobile and not desktop or whatever, because most people are on their phones, right? There are people that are on their computers, but it's going to be less annoying for them on a computer than it's going to be for people on their mobile, where half the pictures are kind of cut off. So make sure mobile optimize all your profiles for sure. But yeah, I think that was a great training today. Again, this is like your final call to action, right? If you guys want to continue on with us, if you want to get some more coaching from me, from Paul, from Dom, from Angie, if you want to become an unlimited lifer, right? Join the Unlimited Life Academy. Just go to leveragemylaunch.com/EULA Suites. That's where you can get signed up. Pick a package that fits for you. We do have an affiliate program ourselves, guys. So we do 50% commissions on any level, including the lifetime deals. So we're going to help train you guys on how to do that as well. You can get your money back by getting 2 people signed up, right? It's not too hard. We've actually had 3 or 4 people, I think, even on this launch, that got at least 2 people signed up. So 2, 3, 4. I think we had somebody hit like $1,500 they made from this launch, right? So they got their account paid for and made a little bit of money on the side. So it's a great way to go. Make sure if you guys don't join today, the group's not going to go anywhere until Tuesday, right? I'm going to be back here on Monday with a podcast, my first podcast interview with Caleb Maddox. So if you don't know who that is, Google him, right? Caleb, Caleb Maddox, Maddix, and you're gonna see all kinds of crazy shit that he does. Like I'm gonna deep dive into him for our podcast, because again, as an unlimited lifer, you're gonna be able to get interviewed with me on my podcast. And I already told you the power of having podcast interviews. And now you're gonna be able to position yourself alongside Caleb Maddox, right? Like he's a huge name. He's like a 20-year-old multi-millionaire that's done online marketing. So come back on Monday for that interview for sure. And again, buy into the Unlimited Life Academy, and you can position yourself with people like that, because I'm going to be bringing on as many big names as possible onto the podcast. And that's just going to be able to put you guys side by side, which is going to automatically increase your authority in the industry.
Yeah, I kind of made a decision yesterday as well, because I know we're not going to continue the lifetime deal for too much longer, because obviously, we can't do that. And it's going to be great to have people coming in on our sort of like a monthly plan, because we want to help people like going forward much longer. But I kind of made a decision yesterday that anyone that comes in before we close the cart on the lifer deal, I'm going to include one of my prime courses as well. So I actually have a couple, and Angie's literally there going, oh yeah, here we go. I have a couple in my library where there's one in particular which I normally sell for like $2,000, and I'm kind of deciding between that one and another one to include as an extra unannounced bonus for anyone that comes in before we close the cart on the lifetime deal. That's not going to be available for anyone that comes in on our monthly plan. It's only for those people which from today, which is Thursday at 2 p.m. Eastern. See, I was good with that.
You got a wall with all the clocks up, don't you?
Yeah, I got all the clocks going on. I just sub 5 from it. It's fine. Anyone that comes in from today until we close the cart on Monday, Tuesday. Tuesday, is it, or Monday?
Tuesday.
anyone that comes in now, I'm going to include one of my sort of like flagship programs, so you guys can really kick it. And that's going to be like amazing. So
that's awesome.
I'll join for that. I'll have to go sign up.
Awesome. Well, I'm super excited about this, guys. Again, this is only the beginning. So anybody that's watching this on the replay, watching live, this is our first launch, right? And our whole premise is to help you guys be able to do the exact same thing that we've done here. If we were able to pull this together in less than a month and a half, launch this thing, from nothing to something, and a launch, and a very successful one. Most online entrepreneurs, affiliate marketers, stuff like that, always talk about 10K for whatever reason, right? We hit 10K on day one. So this is something that we can teach you guys as well. Obviously, being that it's brand new, it's going to be a very small, tight-knit community. So anybody that joins right now is going to get the most attention, I can guarantee you, because you're the first ones in. You're our day one bay ones, right? So you come in today, you're going to get all the attention that you're going to need. We're going to help you succeed because we know, like I said at the beginning of the show, that as coaches, we can't win the game. You have to play the game, right? If you're willing to put in the work, though, we can train you, we can teach you, we can coach you to do the things that you need to do to be successful. And then once you're ready to launch, we got your back, right? We're going to put everything that we got behind us into you to help you launch your offer as well so that you can have a very successful launch from day one, too. Because trust me, I know from trying to launch other products and services in the past and having very horrible results, I know what it's like to try to launch something on your own. And it sucks. It sucks not having somebody behind you to help you through it. It sucks not having the time to go through all the steps of setting up your funnels and making sure everything works correctly. And then you go to launch something and your funnel's broke because nobody did that second check for you to make sure that it was working correctly. I know what it feels like to want to pursue this dream and just not ever able to get there, right? Because you don't have that support. You don't have the team around you. And the losses, the failures that it feels like along the way is something that you don't have to deal with, right? We are all very successful with what we do, and we can help you. We can help guide you and get you to where you want to go, right? But you got to be willing to take a bet on yourself and go all in, right? Buy all in to you. And when you do that and you show up and you join the Unlimited Life Academy, we're all going to buy into you too. Because when I say it, I mean it. Together, we'll do it better. Mic drop.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. Well,
I never saw one.
Thank you so much for being a part of this Leverage My Launch boot camp. Again, tomorrow, anybody that joins, we're going to reach out to you. Keep an eye out on your inbox. We got your emails. We're going to send you an email with the Zoom link tomorrow that we're all going to jump on. We're going to start diving into your business, right? We're going to start going over some mastermind kind of stuff to see where you're at and then see where we need to focus on first to get you guys getting ready for your first launch as fast as possible. And we're going to be doing that live in a Zoom. So we'll send you out an email, probably tomorrow morning at some time. For that, for anybody else that's in the group, though, feel free to go live in here, introduce yourselves. We want to get to know you anyway. Yep. And definitely go check out my30daylivechallenge.com if you want to just get comfortable on camera, right? It's a little extra bonus for us. I used to charge people $97 for this. And I used to charge people like $97 a month, if you believe it, for a 1 month challenge. But anyway, you can go in there absolutely free, get used to being on camera, get to know me a little bit more. I'm going to get to know you a little bit more.
Heck, and narrate yourself making lunch. We don't care.
Yeah, exactly.
Just hit the record button.
Just hit the record button. Just get used to being in front of the camera because this wouldn't be possible, right, if we weren't able to just get on camera. Mm-hmm. So we want to make sure that you guys are completely comfortable with that because at some point, you're going to be the star. You're going to be the person putting on the presentation. You're going to be the one doing the launch, right, whether it's a boot camp challenge, 3-day, 5-day, 21-day, I don't care what it is, right? But you got to be the one. You got to be the star. You got to be the lion in your show, right? We will be your wolf pack. You be your lion. That's what the Unlimited Life Academy is all about. And until next time, we will see you guys back here on Monday for the interview with Caleb Maddox, which is going to be super powerful for you guys because that kid, I mean, he's just done crazy things with himself before he's even 20 years old. I feel like such a loser because I'm twice his age and he's gone so much farther. But until next time, my friends, we will see ya.
See you guys.